All right, let's talk about the incredible, dazzling world of Bollywood cinema. You've probably heard of it, you might have even seen a film or two, but trust me, there is a massive story behind all that spectacle. So today, we're going to dig into some of the most fascinating facts about what is, get this, the world's biggest film industry. Okay, so let's start with a quick question. When I say biggest film industry on the planet, what's the first name that pops into your head? For almost everyone, it's Hollywood, right? But is it the right answer?
Nope, not even close. As you can see right here, the title for the world's largest film industry, just going by the sheer number of movies made, belongs to Bollywood. Hollywood puts out a few hundred films a year, which is a lot. But Bollywood, it consistently cranks out over 1,500 movies every single year. That is just an insane number.
Okay, so we've established that the scale is just massive. But where in the world did this giant industry get that famous name? And how far back does its story actually go? Well, it's a story just as fascinating as the films themselves.
So the name itself is actually pretty clever. It's what you call a portmanteau, where you smash two words together. It takes Bombay, which is the old name for the city of Mumbai where the industry is based, and blends it with Hollywood. It's kind of like a little nod to its American cousin, but with its own totally unique Indian identity. And check out this timeline. This is where it gets really interesting. The industry's roots go way, way back to 1913 with the very first Indian feature film. It was a silent movie called Raja Harish Chandra. But that famous Bollywood nickname, that didn't even catch on until much, much later in the 1970s. Now this is a really important thing to get straight. Bollywood is specifically the Hindi language film industry. But India is this incredibly diverse country with so many languages. And it has these other huge, amazing film industries in languages like Tamil, Telugu, and Malayalam. They all have their own stars, their own styles. It's a whole cinematic universe. All right, we've got the history, we've got the scale, but what is a Bollywood film, really? What are those key ingredients that give it that signature flavor? Let's break down the iconic formula. Here's the thing you have to understand. A Bollywood movie is a total experience. You get these absolutely spectacular music and dance numbers that aren't just for show. They actually move the plot forward. You get these epic runtimes that make going to the movies feel like a real event. And yeah, there's a planned intermission so you can grab some snacks. And at its core, it is all about big drama, brilliant color, and really intense, honest emotion. And let's just park on the music for a second. We're not talking about one or two songs sprinkled in. A typical Bollywood film will have somewhere between 5 and 10 full-on song and dance numbers. These things are massive productions in their own right and are absolutely essential to telling the story. And about that runtime, think about it. Your average movie in the West is what? An hour and a half, maybe 2 hours? Bollywood epics often just blow past the 3-hour mark. That intermission isn't just a nice little break. It's a built-in part of a grand cinematic event that's designed to be your whole evening's entertainment. And this unique, high-energy formula, it's not just a local thing. It has absolutely exploded into a global phenomenon with die-hard fans in pretty much every corner of the world. Let's take a look at just how big we're talking. I mean, look at this. The reach is just wow. You've obviously got huge fan bases wherever there's a large Indian diaspora. But Bollywood has also found these massive, dedicated audiences all across the Middle East, Africa, the UK, and even in places you might not expect, like Latin America. Turns out those big themes of family, love, and drama, they're pretty universal. And you can't talk about that global appeal without talking about the stars. These are larger-than-life figures. You have absolute legends like Amitabh Bachchan, who's been an icon of Indian cinema for decades. His influence is truly global. And then there's Shah Rukh Khan. People often call him the king of Bollywood. He is genuinely one of the most successful and recognizable movie stars on the entire planet, with a fan base that numbers in the billions. Yes, billions. And to round out this trio of icons, we have to mention Aamir Khan. He's an actor and filmmaker known for being incredibly versatile and for making some of Bollywood's most successful and thought-provoking films, often ones that tackle really important social issues. So when you put all of that together, the sheer scale, the deep history, the music, the emotion, the global superstars, this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It really is one of the most vibrant and expressive film industries in the world. That passion is what has pulled in millions of fans. So I'll leave you with this to think about. You've got these two cinematic giants, Hollywood and Bollywood, right? Each one has its own amazing strengths and ways of telling stories.
As our world gets smaller and more connected, what can they learn from each other to really shape the future of movies? It's a cool thing to ponder. Thanks for hanging out with me today.